Have you heard about the Third Temple? Do you know what the required elements are for the ceremony? Are you aware that the building of the temple is prophetic? If you are interested in learning how these events are significant for end times prophecy, then watch until the end. Please take the time to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The Jews are in preparation of building the Third Temple. But they need a few things in place first. They need the land. According to those working on the project, the ceremony of the red heifer needs to be performed on the Mount of Olives, and in a place that would have looked directly into where the temple stood. The land directly east of the Temple Mount, purchased 12 years ago, meets both of those standards. They need a red heifer to sacrifice. In September of 2022, 5 red heifers arrived in Israel from Texas. Both Jews and Gentiles believe red heifers are a key element leading to the building of the Third Jewish Temple. The heifers are now in a secure location in Israel. Plans include moving them to a visitor center in Shiloh, where the tabernacle of the Lord once stood for nearly 400 years. The Book of Numbers explains that ashes of the red heifer are used to purify priests for their service in the temple. Numbers 19 verses 1-5. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they bring you a red heifer without blemish, in which there is no defect and on which a yoke has never come. You shall give it to Eleazar the priest, that he may take it outside the camp, and it shall be slaughtered before him. And Eleazar the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger, and sprinkle some of its blood 7 times directly in front of the tabernacle of meeting. Then the heifer shall be burned in his sight, its hide, its flesh, its blood, and its offal shall be burned. These red heifers were between 1.5 and 2 years old in September of 22. To perform the ceremony mentioned in the Bible, they need to be at least 3 years old. And within that time span, they cannot have a blemish or anything that would disqualify them for the ceremony. Next, they need pure priests. The ceremony needs priests who have not been defiled by touching anything dead. The Temple Institute actually has 9 pure priests. They weren't born in a hospital. They were born at home. They didn't visit any cemeteries. Their parents kept them in situations where they would not get into any other problematic areas that would cancel the qualifications of their purity. So, we have the priest, we have the red heifer, we have the land. We have everything ready. We just need to wait for the heifers to be old enough. It's very likely that the ceremony would happen as early as Passover, 2024, or as late as Shavuot, 2024. Somewhere in that timeline, the heifers would be old enough and it would be the proper timeline for that ceremony. This would be the first possibility for such a ceremony in 2,000 years. The last temple was destroyed in 70 AD. Since 1967, there has been a movement in Israel to rebuild the Holy Temple. However, the main obstacle is that the Temple Mount is currently occupied by the Dome of the Rock. Not to mention a few wars getting in the way. The temple is meant to be a house of prayer for all nations. So why do we care? The Antichrist needs to sit in the temple. This is the next abomination of desolation. 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 1-4. Now, brethren, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our gathering together to him, we ask you, not to be soon shaken in mind or troubled, either by spirit or by word or by letter, as if from us, as though the day of Christ had come. Let no one deceive you by any means. For that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Matthew 24 verse 15-16. Therefore when you see the abomination of desolation, standing in the holy place, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. When the temple ceremony takes place, it will be a significant event leading to end-time prophecy. Thanks for watching.